HTC, the 10 is a direct response to the criticism the M9 received last year, dropping the M from its flagship line and going with a more eloquent 10. And that term actually sums up the new design direction HTC has taken pretty much perfectly. And while the company has improved almost every aspect of the disappointing M9 with the 10, including its abysmal camera, it's still just a smartphone. And depending on how you feel about that statement, this could actually be a negative thing. But before you bring up the pitchforks, let me explain. Samsung's S7 has the Gear VR, and the Edge features an Edge. LG's G5, despite how underwhelming the smartphone and its friends are, features a variety of different accessories, including the 360 cam and Cam Plus. The 10, unlike HTC's major competitors, is gimmick-free, which means it doesn't stand out in the wash of solid high-end flagship smartphones released so far in 2016. So despite how great the phone really is, the 10 unfortunately might not grab the attention of the average consumer. But now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's take a look at the actual phone itself. The back of the 10 features the same aluminum body HTC pioneered years ago, only now with tapered edges that make it slightly easier to hold, though it still slid out of my hand on a number of occasions, perhaps more so even than the M9 or M8. This means you'll probably want to put it in a sleek case as soon as possible if you opt to pick one up. The phone's front is all glass, complete with a vibrant and crisp 5.2-inch Quad HD 2560 by 1440 pixel LCD display, a first in terms of resolution for HTC, though I feel like the screen isn't as vibrant as the S7's OLED glass. The 10 also features an oval fingerprint scanner that I found responsive most of the time, though on certain occasions it totally didn't recognize my fingerprint. It also includes a new capacitive navigation button system. Unfortunately, and I should mention the same thing happened to me with the S7, often found myself accidentally pressing these buttons when holding the phone in my hand because they're so close to their edges. While this is a minor issue, I have a feeling it's something a lot of people are going to run into with the phone. In terms of measurements, the HTC is 9mm thick at its deepest point and weighs 16 grams, which makes it a little thicker and slightly heavier than most other flagships out there, though most people probably won't notice the extra size and additional weight. Overall, however, the 10 feels like a premium smartphone that's able to go head-to-head with other flagships like the S7, 6P, and 6S. It also looks considerably sleeker and more polished than the G5. Like almost every flagship released this year, the 10 is extremely fast thanks to its top-end Snapdragon 820 processor and 4 gigs of RAM, allowing for ample multitasking. Its substantial 3000 mAh battery ensures that the phone easily makes it through one full day on a single charge with moderate use. And one time I actually forgot to charge it and it lasted until noon the following day. And this is something that I haven't been able to say about other smartphones I've tested this year and impressed me quite a bit. Quick Charge 3.0 support also means that the 10 can charge to 100% in about an hour or so, which is a bonus. But my favorite thing about the 10 is the lack of bloatware present in HTC's very unobtrusive Android skin. Instead of forcing pre-installed apps and its own take on Android to 10 owners, HTC has done the smart thing and opted to utilize Google's suite of applications. Though BlinkFeed and Bell's apps, if you purchase the version locked to Bell, still come pre-installed on the 10. Of every flagship smartphone available right now that isn't a Nexus device, the 10 offers one of the most stock experiences around. The 10's back-facing 12 megapixel camera and 5 megapixel front-facing camera are also notable improvements over the M9 and A9 thanks to its larger ultra pixels that allow more light to hit the phone's camera sensor. Though even with this change, I still found that the shooter struggles in low light and seems to sometimes set the incorrect color balance when taking photos with auto settings. Both the front and the back camera also feature image stabilization, first in the smartphone industry according to HTC, and something other manufacturers hopefully follow suit with. Much like other flagship cameras this year, your views on the 10's photography capabilities will come down to personal preference. I still feel that the S7 takes significantly better photos than almost any other Android smartphone out there, especially when it comes to quickly focusing on objects and people. I found HTC's back to basics approach with the 10 compelling and refreshing. For me, it literally hits every mark and is one of the top phones out there right now. Some might be disappointed by its lack of a notable wow factor. For better or worse, the 10 really is just a smartphone, although it's a great one, but this might not be enough for everybody. Be sure to check out all of our awesome mobile related content on mobilesyrup.com. I'm Patrick O'Rourke from Mobilesyrup.